Hi, guys, welcome back to my another video. Today we are going to talk about Poseidon. Poseidon, god of the sea and earthshaker. Greek mythology is replete with a pantheon of powerful deities, each possessing unique characteristics, roles, and narratives that contribute to the rich tapestry of Greek cosmology. Among these divine figures, Poseidon stands as one of the most prominent and multifaceted gods. As the god of the sea, earthquakes, and horses, Poseidon's character encompasses a diverse range of attributes, stories, and cultural significance. Origins and genealogy. Understanding Poseidon's character begins with exploring his origins and genealogy, as family lineage is a fundamental aspect of Greek mythology that shapes the personalities and dynamics of the gods. 1.1 Parentage. Poseidon is one of the children of Cronus and Rhea, members of the first generation of gods known as the Titans. Cronus, fearing a prophecy that foretold his overthrow by one of his offspring, sought to avert this fate by devouring his children shortly after their birth. Poseidon, like his siblings, fell victim to his father's paranoia. Poseidon's parentage establishes him as part of the older generation of gods, the Titans, and highlights the recurring theme of generational conflict and succession within Greek mythology. This theme is central to Poseidon's character and his interactions with younger deities, especially his rivalry with Zeus. 1.2 Siblings. Poseidon's siblings include other gods who would become key figures in the Greek pantheon. Notable among them are Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Zeus. These siblings, along with Poseidon, would play pivotal roles in the cosmic struggles and narratives that define the early epics of Greek mythology. Poseidon's relationship with his siblings, particularly his rivalry with Zeus, is instrumental in shaping his character and his position within the divine hierarchy. His role as a sibling and as an uncle to numerous deities adds depth to his role within the Olympian family. 2. Lord of the Seas. One of Poseidon's most defining roles is his dominion over the seas, making him the god of the sea par excellence. This aspect of his character is characterized by a set of attributes, symbols, and narratives that illustrate his authority over the watery realms. 2.1 The Trident. The trident is the most iconic symbol associated with Poseidon. It is often depicted as a three-pronged spear or staff, and it symbolizes his control over the waters of the sea. The trident's association with Poseidon underscores his status as the god who wields power over the vast expanse of the oceans. Poseidon's trident is not merely a symbol but a formidable weapon, capable of causing earthquakes and tempests at his will. Its imagery reinforces his role as a god of both creation and destruction within the aquatic realm. 2.2 Lord of the Oceans. Poseidon's domain extends beyond the surface of the seas to encompass the deep and mysterious depths of the ocean. He is revered as the ruler of the underwater realms, where he is surrounded by a court of sea nymphs, marine creatures, and other deities associated with the sea. In this capacity, Poseidon is responsible for the well-being of sailors, fishermen, and all who venture into the waters. His influence governs the ebb and flow of tides, the abundance of marine life, and the safety of sea voyages. 2.3 Control over natural phenomena. As the god of the sea, Poseidon possesses the power to influence and control natural phenomena associated with the oceans. He can calm or stir the seas, conjure storms, and create tempests and tidal waves. These abilities underscore his role as a deity who can both nurture and unleash the primal forces of the sea. Poseidon's control over natural phenomena also aligns with the ancient Greek belief in the capriciousness of the natural world. Sailors and coastal communities often made offerings and prayers to Poseidon to seek his favor and protection from the unpredictable dangers of the sea. 3. Earthshaker and god of earthquakes. In addition to his dominion over the seas, Poseidon is known as the Earthshaker, a title that reflects his control over the earth and his ability to cause earthquakes. This aspect of his character is marked by its association with the physical and transformative forces of the terrestrial realm. 3.1 Earthquakes as divine action. In Greek mythology, earthquakes were often attributed to divine actions rather than purely natural phenomena. Poseidon's role as the Earthshaker was linked to his power to strike the earth with his trident, causing the ground to tremble and shake. This association underscores his capacity for both creation and destruction, as earthquakes can reshape landscapes and alter the course of rivers. Poseidon's control over earthquakes also resonates with the Greeks' awareness of the geological instability of their homeland, which is situated in a seismically active region. 3.2 Role in mythological narratives. Poseidon's ability to cause earthquakes is central to various myths and narratives. In some stories, his wrath is triggered by disputes or challenges to his authority, resulting in devastating seismic events. His interactions with other gods, particularly Athena, often lead to conflicts that manifest in earthquakes. One such myth is the contest between Poseidon and Athena for the patronage of Athens. Poseidon struck the Acropolis with his trident, creating a saltwater spring, but Athena's gift of the olive tree ultimately won the favor of the city's inhabitants. This story reflects the tension between the natural forces associated with Poseidon and the cultural and agricultural values represented by Athena. 4. God of horses. In addition to his association with the sea and earthquakes, Poseidon is also recognized as the god of horses. This aspect of his character emphasizes his connection to terrestrial life and the broader natural world. 4.1 The creation of horses. According to Greek mythology, Poseidon played a significant role in the creation of horses. In some versions of the myth, he is said to have struck the ground with his trident, causing a magnificent horse to spring forth fully formed. The horse, in Greek culture, was a symbol of power, mobility, and prestige. As the god of horses, Poseidon's role extended to the equestrian world, where he was invoked by riders and charioteers for guidance and protection. 4.2 Patron of equestrian competitions. Poseidon's influence on the world of horses is evident in his patronage of equestrian competitions and events. These contests celebrated the skill and prowess of riders and charioteers and often included offerings and prayers to the god for victory and safety. One of the most famous equestrian events in ancient Greece was the Hippodrome, where chariot races were held in honor of Poseidon. These races were not only athletic competitions but also acts of devotion to the god of horses. 4.3 Symbolism of horses. The association between Poseidon and horses also extended to symbolism and artistic representations. Horses often appeared in depictions of Poseidon either as companions or as part of his chariot. These representations reinforced his identity as the god of horses and emphasized the significance of the equestrian world in Greek society. Myths and stories. Poseidon's character is further illuminated through a myriad of myths and stories in which he plays central roles. These narratives showcase his interactions with other deities, his conflicts, his passions, and his influence on the mortal world. 5.1 The contest for Athens. One of the most famous myths involving Poseidon is the contest for the patronage of Athens, as previously mentioned. Poseidon and Athena, both powerful deities, sought to win the favor of the city's inhabitants by offering valuable gifts. Poseidon created a saltwater spring, while Athena gifted the olive tree. Ultimately, Athena's gift was chosen, and the city was named after her. This myth reflects the importance of agriculture and civilization in the eyes of the Greeks, as symbolized by the olive tree, as well as the influence of the sea, represented by Poseidon's saltwater spring. 5.2 The tale of Poseidon and Aphrodite. Aphrodite, a sea nymph, figures prominently in the mythological stories related to Poseidon. She was initially reluctant to become the wife of Poseidon due to his reputation for tumultuous behavior. However, he pursued her relentlessly, eventually enlisting the help of the dolphin god Delphin to win her heart. Aphrodite's eventual acceptance of Poseidon's proposal is symbolic of the union between the god of the sea and the sea itself. Their marriage solidified Poseidon's rule over the ocean and highlighted the importance of the sea's role in Greek culture and commerce. 5.3 Poseidon and the creation of the horse. As mentioned earlier, Poseidon played a pivotal role in the creation of horses. In some versions of the myth, he struck the ground with his trident, and from the impact, a magnificent horse, known as the first horse, emerged. This act was seen as a gift to humanity, as horses would become essential to Greek society for transportation, agriculture, and warfare. The myth emphasizes Poseidon's creative power and his role as the god who provides for human needs through his divine actions. 5.4 The Wrath of Poseidon. Poseidon's wrath is a recurring theme in Greek mythology, often triggered by perceived slights, challenges to his authority, or acts of defiance. His anger is frequently manifested through earthquakes, storms at sea, and other natural disasters. One such myth involves Poseidon's anger at the Trojan prince Laomedon, who refused to pay him for the construction of the city's walls. In retaliation, Poseidon sent a sea monster to terrorize the city, which could only be appeased by the sacrifice of the king's daughter, Hesione. 5.5 The Odyssey, Poseidon and Odysseus. Perhaps one of the most well-known instances of Poseidon's wrath is found in Homer's epic poem, the Odyssey. Poseidon's enmity toward Odysseus, the hero of the poem, is a central element of the narrative. The god's anger is sparked by Odysseus's blinding of Poseidon's son, the Cyclops Polyphemus. Poseidon's relentless pursuit of revenge against Odysseus results in numerous trials and tribulations for the hero as he attempts to return home after the Trojan War. The epic showcases Poseidon's capacity for unrelenting fury and his determination to punish those who offend him. 5.6 Poseidon and Medusa. Poseidon's involvement in the story of Medusa further illustrates his complex character. Medusa, originally a beautiful mortal, was transformed into a monstrous gorgon by Athena as punishment for lying with Poseidon in a temple dedicated to the goddess. Poseidon's actions and their consequences in this myth highlight themes of divine punishment, transformation, and the interconnectedness of the Greek gods' actions and their impact on mortals. 6. Worship and cult of Poseidon. Poseidon was a widely venerated deity in ancient Greece, with a multitude of temples, festivals, rituals, and offerings dedicated to him. His worship encompassed both coastal and inland regions, reflecting the importance of the sea and water sources in Greek society. 6.1 Temples and sanctuaries. Throughout Greece, various temples and sanctuaries were dedicated to Poseidon. The most renowned of these was the Temple of Poseidon at Cape Saunion, a striking coastal location overlooking the Aegean Sea. This temple, with its commanding views and dramatic setting, served as a focal point for Poseidon's worship and offerings. Other significant sanctuaries dedicated to Poseidon included the Heraeon on the island of Samos and the Isthmian sanctuary near Corinth. These sacred sites played crucial roles in the religious life of the Greeks and were centers for both private devotion and public ceremonies. 6.2 Festivals and celebrations. Poseidon's worship was punctuated by a calendar of festivals and celebrations dedicated to him. One of the most famous of these was the Isthmian Games, held at the Isthmian sanctuary near Corinth. These games, which included athletic competitions and artistic performances, were dedicated to Poseidon and attracted participants from across Greece. The Poseidonia festival, celebrated in various coastal regions, involved rituals, offerings, and processions in honor of the god of the sea. These festivals not only celebrated Poseidon's role as a deity but also served as opportunities for communities to express their dependence on and reverence for the sea. 6.3 Offerings and sacrifices. Worshippers of Poseidon made offerings and sacrifices to seek his favor and protection, especially when embarking on sea voyages. These offerings typically included animals such as bulls, sheep, and horses, which were sacrificed at coastal sanctuaries or aboard ships. Libations of wine and the burning of incense were also common forms of offering to Poseidon. These rituals were believed to establish a connection with the god and to ensure safe and prosperous journeys at sea. 6.4 Civic and Nautical role. Poseidon's influence extended beyond the realm of religious worship to encompass civic, maritime, and nautical aspects of Greek society. He was often invoked in oaths and pledges related to maritime activities, contracts, and legal agreements. Communities and individuals who depended on the sea for their livelihoods sought Poseidon's blessings and protection. Sailors, fishermen, and traders invoked his name to ensure safe voyages and bountiful catches. His presence was believed to safeguard against the perils of the sea, including storms, shipwrecks, and sea monsters. 7. Conclusion. Poseidon, the god of the sea, earthquakes, and horses, stands as a central and multifaceted figure within Greek mythology and culture. His character is defined by a diverse set of attributes, roles, and narratives that highlight his power, creativity, and capacity for both benevolence and wrath. The myths and stories associated with Poseidon reveal the complexity of his character, from his interactions with other deities to his influence on the natural world and the mortal realm. His dominion over the seas, his control over earthquakes, and his role as the god of horses underscored the breadth of his authority within the Greek pantheon. The worship of Poseidon, marked by temples, festivals, rituals, and offerings, was an integral part of ancient Greek religious life. His significance extended beyond the religious sphere to encompass civic and nautical aspects of society, where he was invoked for protection and guidance. In the intricate tapestry of Greek mythology, Poseidon remains a captivating and dynamic deity, representing the formidable forces of the sea and the earth, as well as the interplay of divine powers and mortal existence in the cultural legacy of Greece. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and please share your opinion by commenting below. Anyway, let's meet in my another video.